welcome to today's video. As you guys can see, I do not have anything on my face. We are going to be doing a full face today. I am so excited. I am just enjoying a nice big cup of coffee. So let's jump in today's look. The first step that we're going to be doing in today's makeup look is I'm going to be doing the eyes first, and then we will follow everything else after that. Now that the eyelids are prepped, primed, and ready to go for eyeshadow application, we are going to talk about brushes. These are the eyeshadow brushes that come within the pack. They are beyond beautiful. I'm going to put them to the test today. This is my first time trying them, so let's get into this look. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using for today's look is the Morphe 9D palette. This eyeshadow palette is beyond beautiful. I absolutely love all the colors. I recently just talked about this in my last video. The first eyeshadow color that we are going to be using is called Vista. It is this color right here. Next eyeshadow brush that we're going to be using is number 7. We are going to be going into this color right here. It is called Horizon. It's more of a orange color. So as you can see, I didn't take a lot of that eyeshadow. It is very, very pigmented. This is a lot oranger than I thought it would be. So let's go ahead and apply that on the outer crease, just slightly over that red. Now with the number 5 brush, I'm going to take this beautiful brown right here. It is called Overlook. This is a dark color. What I like to do is just tap off the excess. We're going to apply that to the outer crease. One thing I noticed about the Beige Cosmetics brush set is that it doesn't have a nice big fluffy brush. So I'm going to be going in with MO5. This is by Morphe, and just blend that out a little bit better. This is number 8. This is a nice little flat brush that came in with the set. I'm going to go in with this very pretty shimmery color. It's called Photoshop. Quick little coffee break. When applying eyeliner, what I like to do is I like to start right here at the end of the eye. I'm going to do just a slight little wing, and then I'm going to go to the inner part, and then I'm going to just slightly connect it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish filling this in. As you can see, I have just a little bit filled in right here, and we're going to finish from the corner and go outward. So now that eyeliner is applied, how do we like the eyeshadow look so far? I absolutely love it. I think it came out perfect, better than I expected. The colors that I used blended seamlessly together. It melted on my skin like butter. If you have never tried this palette before, you need to try it. It's definitely one of my favorites now, and I will be using it more than ever. These colors all blended really well together, and it's kind of more of like a tropical setting. I'll make sure to show you guys more of an up-close look. So to prep the eyelashes before I go in with any type of mascara, I like to use a base. This is the L'Oreal. I used this in one of my last videos. I absolutely love it. I use it every time before I apply any type of mascara. I don't really have long eyelashes, but I feel like it just gives me more of an oomph and gives me more volume than the actual mascara itself. So let's go ahead and apply that. Going in with the Milk Makeup Mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. It does what it says it does. It gives you a lot of volume, and the fiber bristles in the wand itself is really, really great. I absolutely love it. It's nice and thick. And the mascara too, which is what's really nice about this mascara, is that it separates evenly within the bristles, so you don't have any clumps when you apply it to your lashes, which is coffee break. For foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. This is in soft beige. So the first tip to applying foundation you always have to remember is to make sure you get your neck. If you're wearing a V-neck shirt or maybe a tank top, make sure you tan or apply the foundation in the area where you're going to be having your skin showing. And I have very fair skin, so I make sure if I do not tan the night before that I do take the foundation down my neck as well as my ears. As of right now, I do have a little bit of a tan, so I do not need to apply it to my neck, and I'm just going to be applying it to the face area. So all I'm going to do, like so, is just apply a little bit on the end, not much. You do want to be careful though if you do not have maybe a plate in front of you or a cloth, because this does come out very fast and it is liquidy. So all I'm going to do is just apply it like so to the face, on my chin, and if you need to, add a little bit more. I know it seems like a lot, but when it comes to foundation, I tend to be a little bit more generous. I like a nice full coverage. I do not like any skin showing whatsoever. I like to have a nice little tan, and I know a lot of people don't like heavy foundation. And you definitely do not have to go that route if you don't want to. Trust me, on summer days like this, I do not ever go this heavy. But if you're looking for more of a full coverage look, this is definitely the route to go. So you might just want to add just a little bit more than normal. Always make sure to, when you are doing foundation, to get your hairline. I cannot stress how important it is to make sure to get your hairline. To do now is I'm just going to take a beauty blender and just gently So after foundation, what I like to do is then start with my bronzer and then go up from there. So we are going to be using the number 2 brush for this, and we are going to be going in with e.l.f. Cosmetics Powder Bronzer. So I'm going to take a little bit like so, tap off the excess, so overall, this brush on my skin is so soft and it feels so nice and fluffy. It's not rough and it moves pretty good if you can see it. And I like to pat my forehead. Now, I do apply a little bit more bronzer to the forehead area and right here in the middle. And the only reason why is because I have a bigger forehead and I don't want to accentuate it and make it too big. So this kind of helps makes it just a little bit smaller. Or anything like that. And in all honesty, I really feel like that's one of my biggest fears when it comes to using new brushes, because in all honesty, you know, you don't really know how they're gonna work or how they're gonna feel on your skin until you buy it and you try it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, other people may use them, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna work for you, if you know what I mean. And I think that's like the biggest thing that makes me nervous, you know, when buying brushes. You just don't know. And then you're gonna apply it to your jawline. I don't usually apply a lot because my face is oval and it already has that shape, so I try to not apply as much bronzer, I guess you could say, there. Just mainly here and here and here. So now that bronzer is applied and looking nice, I'm going to be going in the Morphe concealer. I'm absolutely excited to try this. I have never tried it before. It is my first time. So when applying concealer, what I like to do is I like to just start here and then I will just drag it up like so. I don't really have like a specific way that I like to do it. I just do what I like to do, I guess. And then sometimes I will just draw tiny little dots and do that too. So when applying concealer, make sure to get under your eyes, your chin. I like to get right here just because I get a lot of redness in here, and then obviously the forehead. On the concealer, I'm just going to use a regular beauty blender. One thing that I noticed when applying this is it didn't dry really fast. It is nice and smooth, and overall, it feels really good on the skin. So you want to make sure if you apply concealer right here especially, I like to pull my face down just because I feel like it helps from creasing a lot more. And another thing that I also like doing too is that when I apply my powder, I always apply it near my nose because I feel like I always get a lot of creases down there, so I do like to do that. And obviously, of course, when you apply your concealer, if you apply eyeliner like myself, just make sure to be careful so that you don't smudge the eyeliner. So after I apply my concealer, what I like to do is I like to set it with a powder. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. I just put a little bit in the cap like so, not too much. And I'm going to go in with the Burr One. This is more of a fluffy brush. I'm going to dip it in the powder like so. You don't need much, that is kind of a bit, so just make sure to tap it off. I'm going to take that underneath my eyes, underneath my contour, as well as my chin, my nose, and my forehead. I like to apply this in the spots that I get the most oily, just because I tend to notice that my concealer tends to move, and if you do not want it to move, definitely make sure to apply powder. I know this looks like a lot of powder, but trust me, if you want your makeup to stay, it will stay. If you've never tried any type of setting powder out there, please try it. So when I bake, I usually like to let it sit for about a minute or two. Sometimes if I decide to do my eyeshadow after I do my whole makeup application, I let it sit just a little bit longer in case I have any eyeshadow fallout or possibly any mascara. So while I am baking, I am going to go ahead and apply mascara to my lower lash line. I also see and notice that this does help with any of it getting stuck to the bottom. I'm not sure if when you guys apply mascara, if it tends to get stuck sometimes to the bottom, or maybe sticks to your foundation, or just rubs off, and then it just kind of defeats the whole purpose of putting the mascara on, because then it's just a mess down there. So I also like to do that. So now that I applied my mascara to my lower lash line, I'm just going to go ahead and dust off all the excess powder. In all honesty, after applying this concealer, it feels so good underneath my eye. It doesn't feel like it's dry. It's not stiff at all. I've tried some concealers out there that are not quite like this formula that do make your under eye cakey. But always remember, if you want your concealer to stay on longer and last throughout the day, always apply a powder. That is what I have noticed. I never used to apply powders until I actually started doing it myself, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I am seeing a huge and a big difference in results compared to not wearing concealer with powder and then just really wearing concealer just by itself. So with that same beautiful fluffy brush, I'm going to be going in with Milani. This is their blush. It's actually one of my favorite blushes. It is so pink and so pretty. And what I like to do is just apply that to the apples of my cheek. And I know it sounds silly, but I like to smile when I do it, just because, you know, that's where you want your blush to go, is on the parts of your cheeks where you smile. And yes, I know it looks like I'm applying a lot of blush, and to be honest, I am, because I absolutely love applying a lot of blush. Yes, I am applying a lot of blush. I love the flushed look. That is a look that I honestly do all the time, and a little bit of this blush does go a long way, so be very generous with it when you do use it. And I know on camera it's not going to show like pow super bright pink, but believe me, it's pink. And another thing too that I absolutely love about this blush, I have a natural highlight already in it, so if you look closely you can actually see it. It's like built in with the blush. If you've never tried Milani's blush before and you are obsessed with blush as much as I am, definitely try it. It's worth it, trust me. So for lipstick, I'm going to be using Milani. This color is by far one of my favorites. It's a very pretty mauve. This is shade Naked. It is 61. It is one of my favorite shades from them. It's more of like a nude, but it has just a little bit of a purple undertone, and it's very, very, very pretty. And then I'm going to be going in with number 11. This is their lip brush. So all I'm doing is I'm just rubbing this up against the lipstick itself, and then I'm going to apply. And then of course, last but not least, we're going to be going in with the Makeup Revolution setting spray. You have to add setting spray if you want your makeup to last all day. It's definitely one of my staples in my routine at the end. And then sometimes I like to apply the setting spray before to prep my skin and stuff like that. You can also do that as well. It's optional, but I like doing both. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Next thing that I have to do is fix this hair real quick. So this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me in today's video and just enjoyed seeing a couple new products that I have never tried before. I'm going to go finish my nice hot cup of coffee, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.